What up, Flag fam? I'm Nick, this is Tom, and welcome to episode 1 of Around the Turf for the Summer Bash season. Tom, great to be here. Figured, there's no more perfect setting than here on the freaking turf,
That's true.
Exactly, there's some practice going on. We have right behind us, we have Baja practicing. Looks like they're just kicking right now. And then over to the other side, we had Pedigo practicing. So, teams getting to the field early and getting started.
I agree. I think it's really good to see, especially, let's walk, Nick.
Yeah,
especially, with the draft yesterday.
I know.
I think first things first, we got to come out with our power rankings.
Yeah, I mean.
These might be a little early.
Yes,
but,
and listen, very successful draft we had.
I agree.
Great event. You had a little storyline there where was Rich Rinaldi? Where was he? Well, he didn't show up to start. You had Declan Costello come in with the new belt for the championship. Tom, how does that belt look?
Honestly, the belt is pretty badass.
It's awesome. Did you put it on yourself?
I didn't I threw it over my shoulder, and it's a wonder what happens when you give grown adults a little bit extra money.
Yeah.
But the belt is sick.
The belt is awesome. It is an awesome belt. He tried to come in and try to claim commissioner, which, first of all, us at Around the Turf, we would never vote that man to be the commissioner of the league. It was just the board trying to plug and play somebody in. Horrible. Anyways, we had the MVP of the night, Louis Del Bianco. He came up and put Declan through a table.
Put him on a fucking spear.
Put him on a spear. And then guess what? Here comes the money. Commissioner Richard Rinaldi comes out, surprises everybody. And it was a great draft. We had 6 coaches coming. New head coach Mike Varian, Big Country, doing his first flag draft. It was awesome. The order went JJ for Marcelo's Home Improvement first. Second, we had Carter's, and it was Big Country Mike Varian. Third, we had the Commissioner Richard Rinaldi with Team Pacha. Fourth was Ryan McKeon and Baja. Fifth was the defending champ Mo Dico with Twins Barbershop. And then sixth, and certainly not least, we had Jack Sheehy with Pedigo. Tom, how'd you think the draft went?
Honestly, I thought it was pretty good,
Yeah.
Nick. I think pretty much every team, and I'll get to that,
Okay.
looks equal. I think every team kind of had a head-scratching pick.
Yeah, of course.
Those who also haven't seen, I'm going to take this time to welcome myself back to the league. If you're a defensive back, I feel sorry for your ass because you're going to be seeing my back.
Yeah, so we had a
running down
little,
the field.
I guess there's a little contract in there of Tom returning to the league. They tried to hide it from me. I understand why they'd try to hide it from me because I would have threw a fit if I knew about it. I ended up finding out about it because you can't hide anything from Nick Kilmer. Anyways.
And also, I want the viewers to know that even though I did get selected 17th to Baja, I will remain unbiased and report on everything that I see and feel. And that's just how it's always going to be, even if it goes against my team.
Exactly.
I have Finn as my quarterback now, and I don't think anyone ever forgets the horrible things I've said about Finn.
And that's going to be something discussed on this episode for sure.
I'm going to have to own up to
the Tom
that.
and Finn connection. Yes, Tom was okay with joining back to the league, and his one big thing was he's not stopping around the turf.
Nope.
I would stop around the turf without Tom. It wouldn't be the same. But anyway, Tom, so getting into it, you got any power rankings, post-draft power rankings?
So I have right now tied for the 1 spot. I don't have a number 1 team.
I think it's very even.
I think it's very even. Tied at the 1 spot, I have my own team, Baja.
Okay.
And I also have Marcelo's Home Improvement.
Okay.
I think right now the most well-rounded team on paper is Baja.
Okay.
But I think Marcelo's has the highest ceiling, and they could be the best team if they make things click and they get it together.
And once we get into the draft, which we'll talk about later too, we'll really break down the teams once we pick our teams. But I like the top 2. So me personally, if I'm going to give my top 2, my number 1 team, they're the number 1 team last year, completely choked. I don't love the head coach, but I love the quarterback, and that is Pacha. Pacha's Barbershop, I think they are back. And I think they are going to be a unit and a problem to deal with. And then second, I do have your team. I have Baja. I think core-wise, if we're looking at core, I think Baja is the best core in this league so far. I think Coach McKeon, early rounds of that draft, absolutely killed it. The question mark's going to be their depth. Do they have it? I think they might, but they're my number 2 spot just because I have Pacha slightly ahead, and it's a quarterback comparison, and I have Barber over Finn. So I'll go into my third team now. This one might surprise some, but it's the defending champs and Coach Modica with Twins Barbershop.
Really?
It is Twins Barbershop. They had what some would call a head scratcher.
I know I would. There was
second round
a couple
pick,
of those
Ali
picks.
T. Muhammad, first round pick, Basim Dika. People are talking about it. I love it. I love it. First of all, Basim is the brains of this league. He was an 82 overall. That my boy should be a 92. And then Ali, his versatility is everything in his heart. And I'm telling you right now, that's a guy I want on my team. And him and Basim coming together to make plays, that's a problem for the rest of the league. Tom, who do you have at 3?
My 3 spot, I think I'm going to take your 1 spot and have Pacha.
Okay.
I really liked their core. I like Barber. I like Comazar.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of a fall off though.
Okay.
And I wonder about their line. I know they have Jaden Quintana
Yep.
and Macho.
Yep.
But another
Also,
depth question.
you can't forget to shout out Aiden Davis. Aiden Davis will play that line. He'll play any position.
Aiden Davis.
A very
I will
hated
see
player
you
in this league.
on
Aiden,
this
I
field,
love
my
you.
friend.
I
will
love
see
you,
you,
Aiden.
and I hope that you're lined up across from me. And I don't want 1 yard of space.
So now round it off. Your 4 and your 5.
So I can tell you my 4 has got to be Pedigo.
Okay.
They had a very interesting draft strategy. What Coach Sheehy did is just he drafted the Royal Creeps and friends.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He
With-
swapped Finn with Peru.
Finn with Perucci. I mean, that seems like a good trade-off.
But the
if you
core
ask
of the
me.
team is all the same. You got Owen, Joey Valero, Wyant.
Yeah.
He's getting the team back together, and I
Yeah.
see what he's doing. And historically, it has worked. That team
Yeah.
won a championship.
Yeah.
So I like where it's at. I'm curious to see how it's going to pay off, especially because every other team is so different.
Yeah.
And at the last spot, Big Country, you showed your rookie coaching skills last night, my friend, and I think your team is going to have a little bit of trouble this year. I hope that you prove me wrong. I hope everyone has a good time, but there's a lot of question marks on that team. There's a lot of skill players. A quarterback question, an offensive line question. I know he's banking on that speed, trying to get the ball downfield.
Yep.
But I don't know how well that's going to go when you got people like Nas, Lincoln, Louie, Baby Sam coming at their quarterback, you know? That's why you're at the bottom. I'd like to see some improvement. And there's also, to be fair, I don't know a lot of people
on the team.
I'd say I know about half the people on the team, so that's just on me. Prove me wrong, guys.
Yep. So for me, first of all, I want to just address the bottom of our power rankings. I don't really think you're bottom teams. I think it's very even this year.
I do.
I don't. My number 4, I'm going to have to agree with you and go Pedigo. Like you said, Jack ran back close to a championship team. Doesn't have all the same players on the team. Like, I'm not on it, but he's got a lot of players.
You're a pivotal role.
Yeah, he has a lot of pieces that are back, and he swapped out Finn for Kyle Perucci, which is just an upgrade. Here's what I'll tell you about Pedigo. On paper, it might not be the best team. I think that team chemistry will be there. I don't think they'll ever break off as a team. I think they'll play for each other and always want to compete no matter what the result is. And they're going to play for the coach. And then 5th, I as well have Carter's. It's the first-year head coach. There's just question marks of what he's going to do. And he has a lot to prove, and he could prove us wrong. I don't have the same hate you do. I actually do think Carter's can be a sleeper in this league. Yes, you're 5, but you can be a sleeper. The talent you guys have is unbelievable. It's just those question marks at the offensive line and the quarterback. Danny Urbanek's a former quarterback, though, and he's an athlete. They could figure it out, and if Big Country is that type of coach that will come in with a game plan and they'll run legit plays, I do think Carter's can compete, and I think they could beat anybody.
I like that take, Nick. Again, honestly, my biggest issue with that Carter's team is too many question marks. So that's the reason why they're so low. Obviously, they can raise, but I'd say that's our power rankings right now.
That's our power rankings,
so,
guys.
With that, I would like to
let's
segue
let's go to the MVPs.
Into our way too early MVP candidates. As we were just told, apparently quarterbacks cannot win MVP, but
let's take a stop. Let's stop and talk.
We made our MVP list already before we knew this, so that's the list you guys are going to get because we think quarterbacks should be able to win MVP.
Guys, I just got to say this. Look at the NFL. The NFL MVP is pretty much a quarterback award. How the hell do quarterbacks, are they not eligible for the MVP? Why? Why can't a quarterback win? If the quarterback's the best player in the league, that's your MVP. And most of these quarterbacks, they play defense too.
Yeah.
So what, their defense doesn't matter? Huh? Stupid board decision.
I think especially this year with the fact that quarterbacks, there were no set quarterbacks
Yeah.
and they had to be drafted. I think that should make them eligible.
100% automatic eligibility.
I think there was an argument when there was already set quarterbacks, that they couldn't win it.
Yeah.
I think there was an argument there, but since they had to get drafted like everyone else, I think they should be in that conversation. So Nick, give me your 5.
Okay. So my current favorite, my number one candidate for the MVP is none other than Joey Valero of Pedigo. Let me tell you this. Joey and Kyle have played together before on the Royal Crepes. They were a problem. Joey got hurt early and it ended his season. If Joey wasn't injured, he was on pace for that MVP. I do think he'll win it this year. He has a quarterback that'll throw him the football. And guess what? He's a Utica transfer going to play wide receiver in college. That right there sounds like an MVP candidate to me.
I like that Valero pick.
Yes.
I think that there's a really good case there. I think there's a connection. Valero's he's not on my top 5 for MVP, but he could easily make his way up there.
Yeah.
I have someone else on that team in the MVP race, so I'll let you continue.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to hear. My number 2 candidate is Jason Comazar.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this.
Automatic.
I mean, he's always been a beast. He's the best receiver in the league. His issue every year is he's always had quarterback problems, and he's always had to step up and play quarterback, thus just ruining his receiver stats. This year, he has a proven solidified quarterback in Zach Barber. With that in place, I think he could really have a historic season at wide receiver this year. I really do. I think he could very well be our MVP. I don't think he has one yet, and he's due. He's one of the best players in this league. He's been in this league for a while.
I agree. I don't think he has an MVP, and he's always a top 3 pick
Yes,
in every draft.
in every
There's got to
draft.
be a reason for that.
Former number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Former number 1 pick as
And
well.
the one thing that he hasn't had, which could change this year, is, that set quarterback,
Yeah.
like you said. Always had quarterback issues where he's had to step in.
Yeah, and he's had to sacrifice his
hasn't
own
had to have
stats.
his full potential.
Yep.
So I'm really curious about that as well. I think he could definitely, I think he's on my list as well.
My number 3 for MVP is none other than Louis Del Bianco. This man's been in the gym. This man's been grinding. This man's on a team right now to where he's not going to really have to play offensive line. He could potentially play running back. And if he's running back on Baja, that could be major problems for this league. He's going to run through people. And then on top of that, likely a defensive lineman, right there, that could be a double-digit sack season as well. I think Louis explodes this year. He's always a great player, but I think he's really up there this year in that MVP ranking.
I like that, Nick. Obviously, I have certain feelings towards that.
Yeah.
I do think that Louis, though, he's a lean, mean fighting machine.
Oh, yeah.
He looks great. I think he's going to be a lot quicker. And now that if we saw what he was before he even touched a weight, we see him in the gym, I think what everyone's going to see is going to be scary.
It's going to be scary. Shout out Baby Sam. Him and Baby Sam just posted a picture on Instagram, on their Instagram story. They're both like 240, 250 plus.
Yeah, I never realized they were that big.
They had some weight on them, and now they're both shredded under 200 pounds. These are both 2 animals in this league. Just shout out. So then to continue that, my number 4 MVP candidate is none other than Zach Barber. Zach Barber, it's bullshit they're not going to try to allow you to win MVP because they know you could. You proved yourself last year as having the best season of all quarterbacks in this league. Now Shane Green gone. Now you're the undisputed best for now, in my opinion. And then on defense, you're a beast. I wonder now, you have Comas on your team. Maybe you'll take some snaps out wide or at running back, try to add some more stats to be more versatile. Great MVP pick. And then my number 5 is none other than Tyler the Hog Haight, the reigning, defending, undisputed MVP. I love Tyler Haight.
Yeah.
He's a fucking problem. He's something to deal with in this league, and I'm very excited to see what he does. He has to be on your MVP lookout.
I really like that list, Nick. We have a lot of the same players, just kind of switched around. I'm going to lead mine off with my number 1 way too early with Tyler the Hog hate.
I mean, it's fair. He's the defending MVP.
He's the defending champ. We saw what he did last year. Honestly, he's only gotten better in this league. And
yeah, every single year.
He's shown no sign of decline. He's my favorite.
He hasn't. The only thing I'll say about Tyler at number 1 has nothing to do with this play. Has to do with this board. Will this board allow a guy to win back-to-back years?
Yep.
We'll see.
Now with the second pick, again, no quarterbacks, but I'm taking Barber.
Okay.
I would take Barber as my MVP. Like Nick said before, he's the best quarterback. He's had the best season out of any quarterback in this league, the best regular season that we've seen. So it's hard to not take him there. 3, I have my guy, the bot, C3PO.
Okay.
I have him returning to his MVP stature
Yeah.
because, again, he is a former MVP. And a lot of people don't know. Finn and CP have known each other
for their whole lives. Went to high school, elementary, middle, high, and college together.
All 4 years. So they've developed a chemistry. They know how each other plays.
Yeah.
I'd be really excited to see that happen on my team.
That would be awesome.
4, with the 4 pick, I have the one and only number 4, Kyle Perucci.
I love that.
Like I said, you had Joey Valero.
Yep.
I had Kyle. I think that Kyle is going to make Joey better. And obviously, Joey's going to make Kyle better, but Kyle has the skill set.
Yeah.
I think
He's
that
Joey's perfect quarterback.
The team has just had issues the past couple of years, with rule changes and stuff like that. So I do think that, this is Kyle's year. I think I'd said it last year as well.
Yeah.
And he had a shitty year.
But he's back. He is back.
He is back. And to round it off, I have Komazar.
Okay.
I think that's what I picked.
Yeah.
Yeah, JK. I think I got you at 5, my man. Did I take JK at 5? I don't know. My phone's over there. I forget now. We're going with JK at 5 right now because, freak athlete. He's top 3 every year.
And he has a quarterback.
And if his quarterback can stay healthy and deliver balls to him, they're going to have a scary offense with what they can do under center.
Yep. All right. So let's go real quick into our Rookie of the Year rankings. We only need 3 for this one. Tom, who's your top 3 Rookie of the Year candidates?
Number 1, I have Nas.
Very fair.
We know him.
Yep.
Most people know him. It's hard to miss him. He's the ginormous guy that you see at Gold's.
Yeah, yeah.
He's Baby Sam's brother. The fact that they're on the same team.
And that was a dime throw.
Yeah, shoulders fried though.
Okay.
The fact that they're on the same team, I think, is great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see, if he shows up because that could be huge. But again, that's the rookie question. Will they show up?
Yeah, that's always a big question with rookies.
2, I have the quarterback, Luke Kilner.
Okay.
I don't know too much about him.
Yeah.
I will say that. But I watched him when he came up and got drafted, and he looked like a quarterback. He walked like a quarterback.
Yeah, and you know how QBs move.
You know how QBs move.
Just ask Kyle the Fly Perucci.
He moved like a quarterback.
He moves like a QB.
So I have him at 2. Again, there's not much fucking research backing that, but trust me, I just kind of feel it.
Okay.
And 3, I feel bad saying this now because as I walked on the field earlier, I saw that he pulled a hamstring.
Oh, no.
I have Gruddy Keese.
Uh-oh.
As soon as I walked on, I saw he's rolling out his hammy. He says that he should be good for game time.
Okay.
But I hear second, third route, he goes out there.
Yeah,
pop.
Injury scare there. He's on the injury list right now.
On the first practice, the day after the draft.
Questionable.
You hate to see that.
But I'll tell you what, this man was a phenomenal running back.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Gruddy Keese, if he comes out here and plays, that could be a problem for the rest of the league without a doubt.
I don't know if you saw him. He's looking very lean. He looks good.
Keese is grinding in the gym.
Yeah,
Keese is grinding in the gym, and he is ready to show out and freaking show who he is to the rest of this league. I love your list. My list is similar.
Okay.
My number 1, though, is somebody you didn't mention, and that is Cody Shields. Listen, I don't know you that well. You were the 2nd pick in the draft.
High
You play college football. How aren't you the favorite for the MVP the Rookie of the Year right now? It's just the math's mathin'. The math is mathin'. Number 2 pick, college football player. He's going to play receiver and corner in this league. He's going to be a weapon. He's going to be somebody when the ball's in his hands, it's going to be a problem. So I have to put him at number 1. I also think he's going to show up. If Big Country's taking him at 2, he's definitely talked to him beforehand and knows he's going to show up, which, like we said before, is a huge thing with these rookies.
That is the biggest
Are
rookie
they going to show up? Because that's the thing. Some of them sign up for this league and don't realize it's
Everyone
really not
says,
for them.
we want to play this,
Yeah.
that, and then you don't show up to
Yeah,
games. Well,
exactly.
that's a nice, easy way
Yep.
to get the hell out of the
Yep,
league.
exactly. And my number 2 is for sure Nas. Is for sure Nas. Nas is the problem. I'll say it right now. He is for sure the strongest guy in the league.
Yes.
Anybody wants to
agreed.
question it, try to outbench
Try
him.
to out-
try to
try to
out squat
outlift
him.
him in
Try to
anything.
outlift him in anything.
Try to
Not
move
only-
a piece of weight that he can't move.
Exactly. And not only that about Nas, but Nas isn't just that guy who just is a lifter. He doesn't just go to the gym and just lift. He is agile. He does movement exercises. He does a bunch of stuff in that gym. He works his ass off. He was a beast football player when he played. I played with him. We were on the same team. In practice, we would line up against each other sometimes. Fortunately, me and Nas, we had an equal agreement. We'll just go, like, whatever, let it go. But there was times if one of us got called out and he had to try, I was going back 15 yards. It's just how it was. But he's that good. Lincoln's amazing. He's already going to be Nas will be probably a top 3 lineman coming into this league. Probably a top 3 off rip coming into this league. He's going to be a problem.
I like that.
Yeah, a problem. He also could be a potential future MVP, without a doubt.
I was also thinking that
Yeah.
as well about Lincoln.
Yeah.
Just on defensive play.
Oh, Lincoln's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
he's phenomenal.
He's a massive
Yeah,
man.
yes,
a
he
large
is.
man.
He is. That'll be a good matchup to see. That'll be a great
an immovable
matchup.
object and an unstoppable force.
Yeah, that's going to be a
What's
great
gonna
matchup
happen?
to see. And then my number 3 is Luke Kilner. Listen, Luke, I don't know you. You told Marcellus you could play quarterback. If you're their quarterback, a lot of pressure on you, but you have potential to fucking show out in this league. And if you're even a decent quarterback, Marcellus is at championship level. They have a great roster. The QB's
very
a
good
question mark.
surrounding cast.
Not only that, Luke, your last name's Kilner. My last name's Kilmer. I just have a bond with you already, bro. I like you and I'm going to root for you already because our last names are so close to each other. And that's playing a big role in this pick. All right?
I know it is, but
Yeah.
I like your list.
Yes, good.
Reasons are interesting, but I like your list.
Okay. Well, guys, we have a big announcement to make. This will be on the Instagram already, so you guys will see it before it's on film. But this year, the BFFL, they're doing something different. We added a 6 team. There's an even amount of teams. We're going to have divisions now. So me and Tom are going to be 2 owners of divisions where we're going to draft teams into our division and basically play out. The way the playoffs will work, my division will play against each other, Tom's division will play against each other, and then we will play each other in the championship game, me versus Tom. I am representing the Elks Club. Tom, who are you representing?
The Rock.
St. Rocco's, baby.
So if you are in my division, be prepared to win.
And
if you don't play well, you're going to have to answer to me because I will be.
And if you're in
going
my
for heads.
division, you better fucking win this thing. I'm taking you with my draft pick so you fucking win the championship. I know one of them 3 winners are going to come from me. I know it.
I guess we'll just have to wait and
Yeah.
see. And also, I believe you and I are also coaching the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah?
I believe there is an All-Star game this season, and you and I will be opposing coaches. So
Opposing coaches.
partners now.
Partners now, but rivals in the
Rivals
near
later.
future. So with that said, let's get to this draft. All right?
Want to do it now?
Let's do it right now. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Fair. You want the first? All right. For the first pick, best 2 out of 3.
Whoever wins has first pick?
Yeah.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, says. You have to say says.
Okay.
Guys, have a poll. Is it says shoot or shoot? It's definitely says shoot.
If you're a child.
Rock, paper, scissors, says shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, says shoot. Okay? Rock, paper, scissors, says shoot. All right? First pick, Tom Flynn.
Baja 328. Welcome to the St. Rocco's Conference.
Okay. Very fair pick. I do work for that restaurant. I did want them. Tom's on their team. It's understandable. Baja, that's a great pick. The big question mark with Baja, because now I'm going to have to critique them because they're Tom's team. Finn and Tom, teammates again. If we recall, they were teammates before in the past. It didn't work out well. They didn't get along well. If you remember, just from episodes of Around the Turf, Tom doesn't really like to give Finn his credit. He really doesn't. He does not love to give Finn his credit. Last time they played together, Tom actually requested a trade mid-season because he couldn't stand being with him. The team, they weren't doing that great at the moment. We made a trade, and we won a championship. So will Tom and Finn be able to play? Question A. Question B, will Tom be at Baja by the end of the season?
Really? Interesting. I like that question.
Yeah. But if they do play together and it works, it's a problem. I'll give you some credit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't argue that. There is a big question mark with me and Finn, and I'm also just as curious to see. I won't deny that. I will say, though, I don't see Coach McKeon trading me.
No, Coach McKeon does love his Tom
We're going
Flynn.
on 2.5 seasons now.
I would see Finn being traded before you.
I also, I have never given Coach any issues.
No.
Who's to know? Maybe I leave tomorrow. Maybe I get traded,
Or maybe Tom is a future MVP of this league. All right, so now I have 2 picks.
You do have 2 picks back-to-back now. We're going snake style.
Okay. With my first pick, I'm going to take Pacha Barbershop. Let's run it back, Barber. We're boys. I trust in you. I don't trust your head coach that much, but I'm going to do a little snippet from the draft. Coach Rich, whole draft, pre-draft process, was claiming he was drafting somebody. And it wasn't like he was just trying to fool everybody. He really had his mindset on one guy. I'm not going to give the guy's name, but he had his mindset on one guy. And once the draft started, Barber straight up told him, no, we're taking Comazar. And what did Rich do? He listened and took Comazar.
He said, yes, sir.
He said, yes, sir.
Yes, Daddy.
So
that's what happened.
So, Rich, keep listening to your quarterback. He knows what he's doing. Pacha, here's what I'm going to say to you. Don't get too cocky this year. Game plan, prep. Even if you're winning games, it's not locked in. Keep staying locked in. You got to win a championship. Regular season don't matter as much. Anything to say about my first pick?
They were your number 1 power ranking. It's understandable.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Richard needs to find a way to coach his team because he doesn't know how to coach his team. They do what they want, and we watched that happen last season. We watched the crumble.
The crumble.
So I think that's another thing they got to watch out for. But right now, they look fucking great on paper.
They do. And so I got another one now.
You do have another one.
This is a tough decision for me. I'm not going to lie. This is a very tough decision for me. I'm debating between 2 teams. I think one team's better on paper, but I trust the other team more. And I'm going to go with who I trust. I want these guys in my division, and that's the Dekas. I want Twins Barbershop for my next pick. Listen.
Great.
Listen, on paper, they might not be the best team, but I trust in Coach Mo, and I trust in Basim. Basim, he's not a selfish player to where if he's struggling at QB, he'll put somebody else in there.
Yeah, and when he's struggling, he's fucking struggling.
Yes, but when he's good, he's good. You can't forget he's won back-to-back championships, and Coach Mo got one, and I compared him to Andy Reid before, and I think he's Andy Reid again. Twins Barbershop is my next pick. Dekas, don't disappoint me. I'll join the Albanian Social Club if you guys do get me this championship.
Yeah,
and that's a promise.
Like they would ever have you.
Yeah, I'd get denied.
You know how cliquey they are.
Yeah, I'd probably get denied. But all right, Tom, now you get 2.
I get 2 back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
I guess the order doesn't really matter here. Since you took Twins, give me Marcelo's, please. Thank you. No explanation needed. When I gave my power rankings, I had them tied for first with Baja, so perfect. That really works out for me. And
listen, I almost picked Marcelo's.
Welcome to St. Rocco's. I'm taking them with number 4. Or that's 5. Yeah.
Listen.
So I have my 3 rounded out. Big
Country. That leaves
Welcome
Big Country and
squad.
Carter's to me. Carter's. I have faith. I have faith in you guys. You guys are loaded with talent. Cody Shields, high hopes for you. You have Forever Williams, who's a beast with the football. Cam Shorey, my boy. Nobody knows about you. You are a dog. I played football with you my whole life, and I know you're going to come out on this field and absolutely kill it. You were coming to games. You were coming to games when you weren't even playing, so there's no doubt in my mind you're coming to games now. You have Jaya. Jaya's a championship caliber player.
Forever.
He's a beast as well. Yeah, named Forever. You have Stephen McDowell, former Offensive Player of the Year.
White chocolate.
It's going to come down to the line and Danny Urbanic. Danny, bro, you're a beast. You're a beast. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year. People forget about that. They forget about that. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Your defense is already going to be locked down. Locked down, no-fly zone, lockdown defense. You guys are going to find the right lineman to do it, and you're going to go from worst to first with the first-year head coach, Mike Varian, Big Country. I have faith, and I'm happy to have Carter's in my division.
Well, I hope you are, because you didn't have an option either way. Baja, Marcelo's, Pedigo. welcome to St. Rocco's, baby. Let's get to work.
Hey, the Barbershop Twins, and Pacha, welcome to the Elks Club. Carters, welcome to the Elks Club. Let's get this thing going. Let's win me a championship.
All right, so some final announcements. We got our first game tomorrow night. I think it's going to be the reigning champs. I think it's Twins and
Carters?
Carters. I believe so. I know Baja plays at noon. Could be. That is subject to change, folks. So.
Also, this draft determined a lot of the schedule, so stuff will be determined too after this as well.
Yeah, we'll get it out there tonight. By the time this video's out, you guys should have the full schedule.
And guys, be at the fucking games or suck it.
Or suck it.
Suck it. I'm Nick. This is Tom.
Thanks for coming to another episode of Around the Turf, baby.